Hello everyone, and welcome to Creepers Are Weird's video. I thought I would do something a little bit different this time because I now have Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to show you guys. So, yeah, I mean, my channel, we don't really do anything in order, so I kind of just do whatever I want. So I hope you enjoy. Um, and let's get started. So, first of all, this is your selection of airports. So you can literally go all over the world, although this is nothing new. I have played Xplane 11 and Microsoft Flight Simulator X for a very long time. I am a big fan of simulators and simulator games. And as you've seen simple planes on this channel, you've seen Xplane 11. But FSX, I've played almost 3,000 hours. I have 2,000 on Steam, and then I also played on the disc version before that. I'm pretty sure it'll be over 3,000. So, yeah, this game came out this week, actually. It came out on August 18th, and I had it pre-ordered. And I knew that I would regret not getting it, so I just decided to go ahead and buy it. Let me launch into the game first, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about my installation experience. So, let's see. Fun place to go. How about Detroit? Let's go to Ann Arbor Municipal. And then we can go over to Detroit Metro. That might be fun. Oh wait, shoot. That is not a big enough runway. Well, I was going to fly in this Cessna Citation, but I guess this airport is way too short for that. So let's go for... oh, how about a SR-22? That might be fun. Alright, let's get started. So, let me tell you a little bit about the installation of this game. The launch was a bit rocky. I've seen a lot of people have problems. They can't even get it to load. So I'm definitely one of the lucky ones. Basically, the way the game works is that it downloads a couple megabytes of data from the Microsoft Store, and then it has its own content manager when you load it that downloads the other 100 gigabytes of files needed for the game. So, and that content manager is probably the most fragile piece of downloading equipment that I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you do anything on your computer, open up Chrome, open another game, turn off your Wi-Fi for 1 second, it just freezes, it stops. And you have to get out Task Manager, close it, reopen the game, sit through the 2-minute, logo splash loading screens, just to get back to your 74 gigabytes remaining. Now, luckily for me, it saved the progress. Some people said they've had to start over whenever it crashed, and I can't even imagine that. But luckily, it saved all the files that were downloaded before for me. So after trial and error, I finally got it to work.
Cirrus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready at runway 24 departing straight out. Cirrus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra cleared for takeoff runway 24 straight out, departure approved.
Alright, well, welcome to the game. My computer likes to take a little while to get used to it, so it's a bit laggy at first, but that will go away in just a second. There we go. So, yeah, so this is the game. It's very pretty, as you can see. Like, look at this detail. I've never seen this much detail in in any kind of flight simulator before, even when you pay for airports. Like, for example, in Xplane or FSX, you would have to buy an airport that you wanted in good detail. But now, you can basically go to any airport and the detail is pretty good. The only thing it doesn't have are maybe some like logos of buildings, and I have seen that they are offering like special man-made airports for this game as well. But it's definitely a lot better. It's not just like a flat piece of ground. That's how it was on the old flight simulators. So yeah, now we're up in the air. So um, I have a funny nickname for this game. I call it Microsoft Sightseeing Simulator. Why? Because the flying is not really difficult. Like I have this on like, you know, most realistic settings and everything. It's still pretty easy to do the flying. There's no advanced knowledge you need of the systems. There's airliners in this game, and I've flown them, and you can't really touch half of the buttons. Xplane 11 did a much better job with that. But I know that I think this game is marketed for people who really just want to, you know, go and explore the world. And I mean, I don't blame them for that. This is a perfect game to do that, and there's really never been a game where you can like look at this, look at all this detail. The only way you could see all of this any other way is if you actually went and flew like I'm doing right now. So yeah, the game itself is pretty. As you can see, sometimes when I look off into the distance, it's not the best quality, but that's only because like I have a superhuman zoom ability. Like they always do this in flight simulators for some reason. Like apparently pilots can look this far ahead. Yes, that's right. I'm a pilot. I can do that. Anyway, so one of the biggest problems I had was getting the premium content to work. I was one of the people who bought the premium package pre-order, and when I loaded the game, it only had the base content, planes and airports. And I was like, huh, I don't know why that is. And apparently it wasn't just me having this problem, it was a known big problem for many people who were buying the game. And the problem is they have this like theft.
You are leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Okay, thank you, ATC. Goodbye. They have this.
Tower, Cirrus Alpha,
What the?
X-ray Golf, Sierra frequency change.
Okay, it's just me responding. I thought it was someone else interrupting my transmission. Okay. But yeah, premium content. So it has this extra layer of security where it checks if you are using the account that you bought the Microsoft Store to play the game. So if you have two accounts, like I do, I bought the game on my other account. I didn't even realize I was logged into it. My main like Xbox Gold account wasn't the one that bought it. So I logged into my Xbox Gold account in the game itself once I downloaded it, and it only gave me that base edition. So I had to figure that out. I logged in with the other account. Luckily that wasn't too much of a problem. The content manager then realized I had the premium version, and it corrected itself. So at least that's good. Another issue is that it's really not the best at hardware. Here, let me show you the controls here. So I have the Eclipse yoke, the CH Eclipse, and when I loaded in, it looked like there was nothing here. It was completely blank. And I was like, huh, why is that? It must not be detecting it. So I went through this whole frenzy of unplugging, you know, downloading new drivers, getting all this stuff, and I realized that the problem is that I had it set here to assigned. So if you turn it to all, then it came up with all of this stuff, and then I had to manually assign each axis and button to what I wanted, which is kind of dumb, and it didn't even explain that. Every other game I've played that requires hardware has some kind of wizard that sets up your hardware, calibrates it, and then it has it like says identify which is this axis, and then set it to, you know, braking, if you're doing like Euro Truck Simulator, you have your pedals and steering wheel, and then of course Xplane has probably one of the best wizards for the yoke, and I can play that with all my hardware without a problem. So another interesting thing is that I have my yoke, but then I have a separate throttle quadrant, but the throttle quadrant, it isn't registering properly. Here, let me show you. So I looked on their website and it said that that this throttle quadrant is supported, but it doesn't seem to work right. See, if I go to throttle here, I'm going to, but so here's the throttle all the way down, and it's in the middle. I don't understand that at all. And then if I move it up, then it goes to the top. If anyone knows what the problem is here, please tell me, because I have no idea why it's not detecting the full axis. Because like the other ones work. Like here's the mixture. That works just fine. That's all the way. The propeller is a bit strange. It goes to the very middle and then it goes to the end. I don't really understand that. So anyway, I have to use the throttle that's on my yoke, which is hilarious because it says that this yoke isn't supported, yet it's the only throttle that works. I do have separate rudder pedals, which work perfectly, as you can see like this. Ooh, don't want to do that in a real plane. Yeah, but anyway, after you get past all this hardware stuff, installation stuff, which is quite a challenge, you can enjoy this amazing game. So, yeah, we're just gonna fly around and have some fun, I guess. So, yes, of course, you got the air traffic control here. So we can go ahead and tune to, let's see, what airport is near? There's this Saline airport. I guess we can say we want to go in for that. Wow. So I've never really landed at a grass airport before in this game. Let's see how it is.
Mike India traffic Cirrus Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is clear of the runway.
Yeah, so as you can see, landing on grass airports is a lot more fun in this game than most flight simulators, because like there's actual grass. It's not just like green texture maps. So yeah, let's go ahead and try something different. So another awesome feature of this game is that there are these landing challenges, and it's cool because it really gives you something to do, and it ranks you against other people depending on your touchdown, softness, position, things like that. Oh, and center line. Yeah, so right now there's this Courchevel landing challenge, which I've done already, and then you can find some more in here. And then of course we have our world map, where you can literally do anything you want. So let's go ahead and get out the 7478, and then we'll go on, we'll go to anchor it. So here it is, the lovely 7478i, and yeah, we'll go ahead and launch. So of course you got your weather modifiers, you got time modifiers, and it really syncs up with the game quite nicely. And it also has real world live weather, live time, of course, it knows what time it is. It works pretty well. It's certainly not perfect. I think there's a trend with modern games where you kind of like release first, improve later. So there's still a lot of things missing. For one, there's no helicopters. There's no real change of season with like autumn leaves and things like that yet. And probably the biggest thing I don't like is that there's no replay mode. So both FSX and Xplane have replay modes where you can watch yourself land or watch what just happened and take cinematic shots. This game doesn't have that, but they're working on it. Another thing that's missing is liveries. So every single plane so far only has one livery, which is kind of dumb. And they said, "Oh, we're still working on, getting license from airlines."
Sierra, 747 ready at runway 7 right, straight out departure.
Oh, here we are.
Calling Alpha Sierra, 747 cleared for takeoff runway.
Anyway, so yeah, now we're on the runway at Anchorage. Our beautiful 747. So, yeah, let's get ready to rock and roll. So, as you can see, in Xplane, you would be able to push a lot of these buttons, but a lot of them just say in op, which means, not operative. But, yeah, but that really sucks because in Xplane, I used to be able to turn on all of these at my leisure and really feel more immersed. I mean, now the environment is immersed, but the plane systems and stuff are a little bit subpar, I'd have to say. But of course, the sightseeing makes up for it, which is why I call it Microsoft Sightseeing Simulator. So let's go. So anyway, those features I was saying earlier, I'm really sad that they're not here. But again, this is the same week of launch, so I'm hopeful that we'll see some improvements later on.
Calling 747, you are leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Wow, we're already leaving his airspace like 1
Anchorage
second
Tower
after
calling Alpha
liftoff.
Sierra, 747 frequency change.
Okay. So right now we're flying over the city of Anchorage, very pretty. So when I first started, the yoke was very sensitive, but you really have to do a lot of fine tuning yourself with this game. And I know some people like to just launch in and fly immediately, and this is not a game where you can do that, unfortunately. But you do get rewarded for your effort, which is very nice. Anyway, back to what I was saying about hardware. I have a 1060 and i7 5th gen, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm on high-end settings right now, and the frames aren't that bad. I know some people would be like, "Oh, it's terrible. You need 120 frames all the time," but I don't mind it. But if you do want that, then you're going to have to get a pretty powerful graphics card and processor. I would say a RTX would probably be your best bet if you really want to have it completely smooth. Yeah, but anyway, that's not required. And of course, you can always put it on lower end settings. But I know everyone wants to see the beautiful graphics like this. So, whatever. So let's go ahead and change heading, and then we'll come back around to land. Another interesting thing is that all of this data on the ground is streamed into the computer. That was one of their major next-gen selling points. So that's why the file size is 100 gigabytes and not 100 terabytes. So you do need an internet connection to get this high quality terrain. And that can be quite a challenge. You know, you need high-speed internet on top of a high-speed rig, and it is frustrating, I know. But it actually encouraged me to wire Ethernet, which has been working with the game very well. So, yeah. And I've already heard that this is going to be like the next benchmark for your PC hardware. This Hey, where's the landing gear? Hello?
2,500.
I have no idea why it's not coming out. Oh, there we go. Oh yay, there's our favorite overspeed alarm. If you play FSX, you'll know that that's where that came from first in the simulators. Of course, I mean, it's in the real plane. I shouldn't be saying that.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Beautiful. No. That was quite a landing. My yoke started acting crazy, so I was like pulling it back and forth. That's why there were such big swaying to the side. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe I should show that I actually know how to land. So let's actually start on an approach. Yeah, so another fun thing you can do with this game is have friends tell you where to go and kind of go along for the ride. And yeah, that's really fun. I've had my friends say, go to Beirut, and we went and took off there, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is where that chemical explosion was. So we actually went and found that warehouse building that had those chemicals in it. And it was really eerie because it was exactly like you see on those videos. Yeah. So if you want to do that, then go ahead. So yeah, let's see. Let's land at LAX. That's a home airport for me. So you can go ahead and click set as arrival, and then it will put you on final approach, which is really cool. I really like that. Xplane has that, but FSX didn't, so that's definitely an improvement. Yeah, I like how it gives you information about the plane that you selected. So I selected the A320neo for this. Yeah, so we're going to be landing that. Oh yeah, going back to those liveries, they said, oh, well, you know, we're getting licenses from the airline, so you'll have to be patient. But that doesn't explain why can't they have like another paint job on the Cessnas and stuff? Like that doesn't need a license. You can make that yourself. So I don't know if they're bluffing or, I mean, I know they're working hard, but they announced this game like 2 years ago. They've had plenty of time to work on it. 2020 is almost over. You know, normally when you release something that has 2020 in the name, it's the year before. Well, I guess they actually don't have 2020 in the name now that I think about it. They just call it Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is dumb because there are many Microsoft Flight Simulators. Anyway, so sorry about you guys having to listen to my rambling about flying and such, but I'm very passionate about this. I fly in real life, and I have to say this is pretty realistic to what you see in the air, so I'm very proud. There was a very big difference between simulator flying in terms of what you saw versus being there yourself and what you saw. But I really think this game closes that gap. So if that's what you're interested in, then this is the game for you. If you want more of a systems-oriented game where you fire up a 747 and you're able to press every single button in the cockpit, then Xplane 11 is still better, I have to say. But I'm sure people will start to make more advanced models to buy for this game too. So it's up to you. This is definitely a cool game. So, and I shouldn't be the one stopping you if you want to check it out. So let's see. Is there an ILS frequency in here? No, of course not. We can put one in. Yeah, we can do a visual. That's one of the things that I did like about Xplane is that you could open up the map and get the ILS frequency yourself. This game you can't do that. You have to like open it up in another window and like actually look up what it is. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But it was just nice to have everything in front of you. There's LA. So right now we're approaching runway 25 right in our lovely A320neo, which is a plane that frequents this airport, so I think it's very fitting. Let's see, we can turn medium auto brakes. Our spoilers are armed. It's doing this auto trim stuff. I don't really want that, but it is kind of helping. And we're descending a little bit too fast, so let's pull up. Should be able to see the PAPI lights.
1,000.
Ah, yes, there's our favorite Airbus ground proximity annunciator. Wouldn't be an Airbus plane without him. Here we go, this is a pretty good descent.
Sixty.
5.
Oh, there we go. See, I told you guys I could land. Oh shoot, I think I accidentally put down the spoilers. Oh well.
320 contact ground on 121.65. 121.65 for Airbus 320.
Yeah, well, that went pretty well. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up. If you're interested in this kind of thing, go ahead and buy it. And if not, you might want to save your money, maybe wait for it to be a little more developed. Because the premium edition that I bought was $120, which is a bit of an investment. Yeah, but that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.